Hey Hoopers, Michele McCoy here with Autumn Flow, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you the chest roll pop, and I'm also going to show you a bunch of variations of it. So a prerequisite to this move is of course a chest roll. So make sure that you have really mastered your chest roll. You want to make sure that you are creating a nice straight line for the hoop to roll across with a controlled release, and the hoop is rolling from palm to palm. And the next thing you want to make sure that you have is the right hoop. And here I am using our pretty yellow Color Morph glitter hoop. If you can't tell, yellow is my favorite color. And it's a 5/8 28-inch Poly Pro. So definitely use a smaller, lighter hoop, and also a hoop that you're comfortable flowing with. So going into the pop, once you've really mastered your chest roll, you want to focus first on your form. So when you're doing your chest roll, your arms should be parallel to the ground. For the chest roll pop, it helps to slightly arch up your popping hand, just slightly, in a nice arch. And the pop should be a very gentle motion. It is not a slap up. We are not slapping the hoop to create momentum. We are using the hoop's momentum from the chest roll and just guiding it up. So without the hoop, it might look like this. And you can do a little bit of a wrist flick at the end, but keep your palm open and your fingers extended, kind of like you're throwing an egg. So very gentle motion. So release, pop, and bring your arm up towards your face. So you don't want to go like that. You want to keep your arm nice and extended and just pop it up. So make sure that you are keeping your gaze on the hoop throughout the chest roll, and then look to your popping hand. And also make sure that you are keeping your planes very straight. So here you can see I showed you from this angle, but from this angle as well, make sure that one arm is not in front of the other, that all of your lines are very straight. And another thing that helped me a lot with getting down this move, actually that helped me relax because it took me a while to get this and I would get really tense up, is to breathe through it. So I would, as I'm preparing to go into the chest roll and I'm sweeping the hoop back behind me, I would take a long, deep inhale through my nose. And then as I release it into the chest roll, I exhale everything out through my mouth, through the pop. So that looks like this. And it just kind of takes the tension out of your body and your mind and helps you to relax and enjoy the experience more. So a couple troubleshooting tips. If this is happening and you're missing the pop completely, then one of two things is happening. You're either not allowing the hoop to roll all the way to your fingertips before you pop it. So a habit that I got into when I was learning this move was popping it too early, kind of like off of my forearm, and it just doesn't look as cool. It's not as controlled. So wait until the hoop comes into the palm of your hand and then pop it up with a little bit of wrist action, fingers extended, so the hoop just kind of like swiftly rolls off of your fingertips. Or you got your timing off. So you want to watch the hoop, because watching the hoop will help you tremendously with getting down the timing of this move. And when you feel the hoop come into the palm of your hand and your fingertips, and you see it right about here, you can start to arch that arm up and pop it off of your fingertips. So timing is a key element in this move. And if you are smacking yourself in the face, which, guys, I cannot tell you how many times I did that. Gave myself a bloody nose, probably a black eye, some like stingers to the cheek. If that's happening and when you pop the hoop it smacks you in the face, you're not being gentle enough. So again, take this very slow. It's a balance between control and surrender to the move. So, just like so. And I know I probably make that look super easy and effortless, but it was not the first 1,000 times that I attempted this move. It took me a while to get this down. So just trust the process and be patient with yourself. And another troubleshooting tip is if the hoop is going way off to your left or your right and you're having a hard time aiming the hoop, which happened after I finally got past the phase of smacking myself in the face, then you're not bringing your arm up enough to your center when you release the hoop off of the pop. So you kind of have to think about a lot of things at once here. You have to think about your arm placement, that arch, the gentle popping motion, and where you want the hoop to go, because wherever your arm aims is where your hoop is going to go. So really focus to sweep your arm up towards your center and release it off of your fingertips. Whoop. Not like that. I totally missed that pop, so I still don't get this trick 100% of the time. So you want it to come right back down above you to the center of your body. So it might take a little bit to get that last piece down of the chest roll pop, which is the aim. But you will all get it with time, practice, patience, and perseverance. I believe in you. And now I'm going to show this to you from some different angles and put it in slow motion as well. Okay, so now I want to share with you some fun variations of the chest roll pop and ways to transition out of it. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time covering the details of these because I'd rather just plant the seed of creativity in you and allow you to explore them on your own. So once you get down your chest roll and your chest roll pop and you're trying to figure out how to incorporate it into your flow smoothly, in my opinion, the easiest ways to begin doing that is by grabbing the hoop in one hand and transitioning into a move from there. So a few, for example, you do your pop, you can grab the hoop and then sweep it down into a reverse escalator, or you can sweep it into like some on-body hooping. You could just allow it to go into a roll on your hand. You could go into like a universal weave, or this is my version of it at least. You could go into a tuck toss. and then another chest roll pop. So I think the next step in advancement as far as transitioning out of this move is to incorporate some two-handed moves. So for these variations, you have to have a bit more control over the aim of the hoop, allowing it to come down over the top of you so you can grab it with both hands, so you're not having to like run to one side to get into position. So the first one is a tracing move, and that wasn't very pretty because the hoop was a little bit to the side. But you grab the hoop as it's falling down with both hands, palms facing you. Just trace it down, trace it up, do whatever from there. Or one of my favorites that I use a lot is to grab the bottom, bring it onto your body, and go into a backwards jump through. Or you could go into a wedgie. So a couple more variations that incorporates catching the hoop with two hands. The first one is to go into an outside barrel roll, which is fun, and I don't see it that often, so it's kind of unexpected. And one of my common favorites is to do like an arm catch, allowing the hoop to fall into the inside of your crease of your elbows, folding the hoop onto your body, and then pop it out to go into a reverse escalator. So I'm going to move over into the sun for a few minutes now because I really love how this hoop sparkles in the sunlight. I love my shiny taped hoops. And I'm going to continue to show you a few more variations. These are a bit more advanced, so before you attempt these, make sure that you have really mastered your chest roll pop and you're able to keep a lot of control over the aim of the hoop so that it comes down above you or close enough. So the first variation looks like this. And I'm probably going to make an entire separate tutorial just over that move because there's a lot of moving parts to it. So it's a chest roll pop and then a coin flip in the air and then transitioning into a reverse escalator. So that's all I'm going to say about that because otherwise this video will end up being half an hour long. So just explore that and watch for my next tutorial. So the next variation is really fun and unique. I don't think I've seen many other hoopers perform it. It is a chest roll pop transitioning directly into a wedgie, and this is what it looks like. So for that variation, it's all about the aim once again, which is basically what it comes down to with many of the more advanced variations. So you just want to aim for the hoop to come down directly in front of you. Allow it to just bounce off of the ground real quickly as you're preparing your leg to step into the front of the hoop to transition into your wedgie. And you want the hoop to come down as close to your body as you can. So once you pop it, keep your gaze on the bottom of the hoop, and then as it's dropping, prepare to go into your wedgie. And yeah. So the next variation is a chest roll pop into a chest roll, which looks like this. That one was kind of sloppy. I want to show it to you again. That was better. So the most important piece to this variation is aiming the hoop, of course, and how you catch the hoop to go back into another chest roll. So you want to keep your palm open and just kind of create this nice flat surface for the hoop to land on. So aiming, keep your gaze on the bottom of the hoop, allow it to fall into the palm of your hand, angling both arms down using gravity in your favor. So The last variation is a continuous chest roll pop, and this is probably my favorite one, and one that I am still in the process of mastering and challenging myself and seeing how long I can keep the continuous chest roll pop going for. So here it goes. Okay, so that time it was only 2, but once again, it's important to aim the hoop. You want to aim it to come back onto your releasing hand, so the hoop is kind of making this arch in the air, and then creating that flat surface for it to roll down, and then arching that arm back up again. Thank you so much for joining me today, hoopers. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you have a lot of fun with this move. And if you would like to learn any of the variations that we quickly skimmed through here, I cover a ton of them in detail in my online Refresh Your Flow hoop dance course, which is available at autumnflow.com. There are over 75 video tutorials in that course. And I also introduce a lot of elements in that course that can be very beneficial to your hoop practice and helping you to get the most out of your hoop journey as you are growing and flowing, and give your hoop flow that wow factor. So in addition to a ton of tricks and combos taught in that course, I also teach you how to bring mindfulness into your flow and use certain exercises to do so, such as using your breath, which we very quickly covered in this video, and engaging your senses, getting in touch with what inspires you in nature, boosting your confidence, and so much more. So check that out if you would like, and feel free to ask me any questions. Have a beautiful day and happy hooping.